Hey everybody, I'm Nick Griffin here, and welcome back to 7 Billion Humans. Defrag ordered. Oh no, we have to order them, don't we? Sorry I'm late. I had to make my own coffee this morning. Usually it's already made, but I'm waiting from the break room. The order must be maintained. Well, maintaining order is going to be significantly harder. So how do we do this? So I think the simple answer here is having everybody iterate along this path. Whenever they find something, whenever they find a space, they pick up the next one. That's going to be tough. We could do something else interesting. We could have them run through if they're standing on an empty spot and to the right of them isn't. Pick it up, set it down. I think that would be the most interesting. Because the biggest problem would be here. Because that requires you to step all the way here, pick this up, step all the way back, and set it down, which is going to get interrupted by somebody else noticing that it's empty. So we have to do it the other way. So we want everybody to step there. If it doesn't equal a hole, we've been doing this quite a bit. This is going to get everybody here. Alright, and then if where you are, actually we're going to have to the same number of instructions, but it's actually safer for looping back to, because you don't take the initial step. Alright. Alright, so this is where shit gets ugly. So if where you are is nothing, and memory 1 equals 1, and my item doesn't equal nothing. So this has to do with what I'm planning on doing with memory 1, which you won't know just yet. You might have already figured it out, but quite simply, memory 1 is going to be the trigger of I found a blank spot. But it also is, I probably don't actually need it to be checked in here, but I'm doing it anyway because it's free. And it might actually help us later on. Which is weird because technically this isn't free, but it is in this game's measure of time, which I still find odd, but sure. Alright, so this is basically the check that they're going to be making. So if I'm holding something and where I am is empty, drop, and go back to the start. That's basically the only way that you start over. Otherwise, and obviously we're not going to use the else, but otherwise, if where I'm at equals nothing, and memory 1 equals 0, so basically, if I'm in state 0, not searching, we set, actually we want to, we want that there, because that means you're starting over. This just saves us an instruction up there. So we set memory 1 equal to 1. It means that oh no, that's an interesting thing. I'm going to come back to this because I think we could do something else interesting. And that is we could not have to traverse this whole bit. We could, like here, store this. Oh, this is empty. I'm coming here. Go back to that spot and go. It'll save us time, but not instructions. So we'll work on it when we're trying to optimize. So we set memory 1 equal to 1. That basically means we're searching. And that takes us to our last point. If memory 1 equals 1, and where we are is a data cube, and my item equals nothing, pick up where you're at, and go there, not setting our memory to 0. See, there's some cleverness going on here. And that means they're going to reset all the way back up, and they're going to go through this if. Now, here's where the fun part is. If you don't catch any of these statements, none of them, then you need to move. So, if to the right doesn't equal a whole, so what I'm going to do if it equals a whole. Step down, step left if it doesn't equal a whole. Do it again. This will rack you all the way back to the bottom side. Else, step right. We actually need that else. And then start over. All right. I think this will work. I think I'm going to hate it, but I think it'll work. All right, so okay, we've reached here. If where you are is nothing, and memory equals 1, so we're not going to hit any of these, is the simple answer. And to the right isn't a hole, so we step right. Doesn't hit it, doesn't hit it, doesn't hit it. Shouldn't hit anything, shouldn't hit anything, shouldn't hit anything. Steps right. Now, we should hit something here. We should hit this one. If where you are is nothing, memory 1 equals 0, and your item is nothing, set memory equal to 1. Boom. So now we go if memory equals 1, if mem1 equals 1, and where you are equals a data cube, which it doesn't. So then we step right. Now, if where you are is nothing, which is not true. So now, if where you are equals nothing, nope. If memory 1 equals 1, it does. And where you are equals a data cube, and your item is nothing, pick it up. And now we jump back here, in which she is going to attempt. Now this is where we see if I accidentally kill her. Now everybody else, these two guys should be running with memory 1 equals 1. Memory 1 equals 1. This guy should be memory 1 equals 0. He hasn't hit an empty spot yet. So now you are doing a whole bunch of if statements. None of these should be true. Here's the problem. I also want to watch this guy. So, if that equals nothing, memory 1 equals 1, and my item is does not equal nothing, drop. She jumps back. She sets memory 1 equal to 0, and she should go all the way back. Now he is checking. He now sees that there's nothing there. So if to the right equals a hole, he's going to step down and step left until things progress. Alright, I think this is actually going to work. He picks it up, moves up here. Yeah, this is really slow because there's just a lot of checking going on. So we're going to speed this up. And yes, this is taking a very long time. Are we going to time out? We could time out. Just because of all the traversing that they're doing right now. The problem is we have to traverse from left to right. I kind of wish these were ordered, just so you could see if you were succeeding, because I did not memorize the order. Okay, but our last person's got one. So we got it. Wow, we got it under commands. We are definitely over on time, but we got it over on commands. That is beautiful. I was not expecting to beat commands, and we beat it by 2. Yeah. First try, I will take that to the bank. All right, so how do we make this faster? I will tell you right now, because it's going to work, and that's the dumb part, is it's going to work immediately. So here's the fun part. Instead of things checking like this, we're going to be checking ahead. Actually, we don't even need to do that. So if memory 1 equals 1, memory 1 doesn't equal 1. So if where we are equals nothing, nope, this one. Setting memory 1 equal to 1. That is awesome. We're also going to set memory 2 equal to behind us. That's not going to work. It's not going to work for 2 reasons. The first one is here. Actually, that's the only one. It's the only reason. It's the only reason it's not going to work. So if behind us doesn't equal a hole, we set memory 1, sorry, we want memory 2. So this is going to require some shenanigans, but that's okay. Honestly, we could store this and make this a little bit faster, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not actually going to make anything better. So we set memory 1 equal to 1, and we set memory 2 equal to the last thing that was set. And then because we're keeping order, once something is in this block, it's going to stay put. So we know nothing crazy is going to happen here. So what happens is then, if memory 1 equals 1, we pick it up, and if memory 2 is a cube, oops, we are going to step to memory 2 and then jump straight to here. Now, if memory 2 is not set to a data cube, basically this case right here, or as we're moving, if actually we could move this in, that could also be a problem actually. It won't be set, and instead they will jump all the way back here, and they will do the thing where they start all the way at the beginning. It's only going to happen twice. So let's take a moment real fast and examine Bethany here. Let's make sure that Bethany is doing things the way we hope to. Now this isn't going to be perfect when they're close. A lot of them are going to go back to 66 to start with because we've got a big gap. But that still saves the traversal of 2. And as we reach towards the end, that traversal is going to be a ridiculously long amount of time, and we're going to save all of it. So, right here. Cool, this is where we want to go. We set memory 1 to 1. Beautiful. If behind you doesn't equal whole, we set memory 2. Okay, this could be a problem. All right. Okay, here's where we find out. So we pick up, whoopsie. We pick up, memory 2 equals a data cube, so we step. Beautiful, we're there. That's what counts. I guess you can't step to workers, I guess. But that's okay. And then she's going to be trying to move. She's going to find it immediately. Said this is really nice. And also, I just realized we can save some more time here. You'll notice how after they place what I'm running them all the way back. We don't need to do that. They don't need to do that at all. They don't need to go back. They just need to set memory 1 equal to 0. That's all they need to do. Look at how much time is being saved on these last few. Is it 200 seconds? I don't know. It actually was 200 seconds. We needed to improve it by 250. So we're going to get to do that thing that I was saying we needed to improve. And that is... The fun part is memory 1 is already set to 0. That's really just an initial condition set. So after they drop... Fun thing, we don't have to go all the way back here. We can just go back here. And actually, we can still save. No, we can't. We can't actually save by putting set memory 1 equal to 0 here. Because we actually have the edge case over here popping back through here, which is fine. But what this is going to do is after they set, they just keep walking. And this should save us a good bit of time. Because they're not running back to the start and traversing this. Is that enough? I don't know. I really don't. But we're going to find out. Uh-oh. Something went wrong. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so eventually they're all going to commit suicide. Alright, things did not go in the same order. And unfortunately, I need to write down the order of everything so I can see why. And I thought I was going to be done with this one before the end of the episode. Alright, let's find out. Let's look at our order to start with. Alright, so 16, 29, 64 I'm going to leave out because they're always the same. Let me get a pen and not a marker. So that I'm using my Sharpie that's almost dead. Oh no. I knocked my pen thing over. But it's so full, it doesn't matter. Alright, so 65. 86. 53. 48. 94. 54. 49. 34. 96. 68. 44. 19. 58. 39, 93, 23, 51, 13, 85, 79, 61. I'm also going to spend a little bit more time watching what's going on here. I'm probably just going to drag to 1.5 speed and just see if I can see what's going on here. I'm basically just going to be watching our friend Bethany here. Ah, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. I didn't even see it. I just figured it out while I was thinking about it. We've got people going back to different numbers and just traversing forward. And they're just getting it out of order because one of them is winning, as it were. Like somebody's just winning the race back. So 65, 86, 53, 48, 94, 54... 49, 34, 96, 68. There it is. 44, 19, 58, 39, 93, 23, 51, 13. And these are going to be in order because they're the last ones. So, right here. And the fun thing is we can actually watch. Because it's... Oh shit, they changed the numbers. I know that it's random. You have to find a way that fails. I should have let it fail. But since everything's in the same position, we can watch this happen. Oh, I know exactly what happened. Alright, so we're going to do something else. It happened because of this edge case. It happened because of this edge case. Somebody had to run all the way back, and it took longer. So, 96, 68... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was the 9th and 10th, not including the first 3. So if we continue to watch, I have to sneeze. I really need to make a mute button. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 60 and 96 should be swapped. Shit, I should have just let it run because it would have failed and it would have been like, hey, you found a situation where this failed, and it probably would have given me the same numbers. So we need to do something else. And it's not even that hard. So basically, here. No, not there. Here and, yeah, basically here. So if to the left of you is a hole, is not a hole. If it is a hole, you need to set memory 2 equal to what's above you, and we're going to set memory 3 equal to 1. And here we have to set memory 3 equal to 0. This is going to give us information. So, pick up step memory 2 if memory 3 equals 1, step down. This is going to get them back into place like 2 frames too short. This flag basically says, hey, There was a hole. You need to fix this, which is fine. But we have to have a number reference. So we can hopefully assume that above us is going to be intact. That will have filled out these 4 before we get to here being the empty one. I could be wrong. It might not work that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, oh gosh, I'm not... Well, we're going to find out real fast. But obviously this didn't break anybody, and it worked. Once again, this is one of those things that only happens 2 times, and the second time, because these are so far spaced out, it didn't actually matter that they had to go all the way back to the start. But it caused a problem in ordering. Nope, we're still wrong. Alright. That's annoying. That's annoying. So... An interesting way of doing this could be just walking backwards. Instead of stepping... So we're stepping this way, this way, this way. That's how we're doing this. To find things. We could just step backwards. Because if there's a gap, you can just step backwards until you find the first item. But that causes a problem here and here, which is super annoying. Because we have no way of knowing. The problem is there's no way of knowing, no way of easily checking when you're here whether this is full. So we need to find a way to fix this race condition. We could slow everybody down equally. I need to do some undos. Okay, if above you doesn't equal a hole, set it to above. Otherwise, set it to behind. So this is going to do... It preserves what we were trying to do, but more often than not, you have to go up. So on the first row is where this is going to fail, if it's going to fail. But because we're still using flag 3, when we reach this point, if flag 3 equals 1, we'll step down. Otherwise, we won't. And this should slow everybody down equally. I didn't check the order of 78 and 10. I need to check this at the start so I can know right now whether or not we've succeeded, and also watch both of them carefully. Because it's still 9 and 10, and I haven't even looked at where those are to determine if they are the ones that I think they are, which is what I should do. Cool. Didn't work. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30, 38. That's what we're watching here. So I want to know when somebody... So she is picking up 30. She has stored 2 because this is the first empty spot that she found. She picks up 30, steps to 2, and steps down, as one would expect. Ah, nope, it's 33, 38. Shit. It's 10 and 11. It's 10 and 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 19 and 59 is our problem. And I need to remember to just let this one fail so that it stays as 19 and 59. You're the person I care about. You pick up 19. No? Alright, something else is wrong, and I'm going to have to determine it again. Because it should be the same two swapped every time, because everything's in the same position, only the numbers are there. So I'm going to let this one fail out, because it's going to do that. They're all going to run themselves off the cliff. And I believe at that point it should be like, hey, you failed, so we're going to keep giving you this same randomized number set. All your workers are dead. Nope, they still gave us random. So we're going to have to write this down every time. 11, 29, 84, 65, 12, 33, 87, 32. That should be the top row. 72, 95, 77, 86, 28, 49, 44, 84 should be the second row. Yep, because there's 8 to a row. After 84, it goes 17, 60, 95, 41, 60, 37, 50, 87. Which, I'm not worried about the later ones, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong here. Alright. I'm trying to follow the path of all of them. Ah! There it was. I saw the collision. I saw the collision. Why did the collision occur? Why did the collision occur? Okay. She perpetrated the collision. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 9, 10. It's 11 and 12. So 86 is before 77 when it shouldn't be. And obviously, you know, we can't actually save those numbers, but we can, when I hit stop and play again, identify which ones they are. So that is number... Yeah, 11 and 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 71, 57 is our issue. Okay, because you're the one who's going to be picking up 87 or 71. It's because he's checking. Okay, why is... Why is 44 behaving that way? Also, I was wrong. It wasn't 71 and 57. 71 and 44. Which was 11 and 12, for whatever reason. Okay, so we have to watch 44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I counting that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. So it's... Shoot, it's one of you. Alright. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 74 and 75, is that really what it's going to be? Alright. If left equals a whole, it doesn't. So, he ends up here. 52 is in his memory. Ah. Frack. Okay, maybe we don't step down then. Dang it. Dang it. It's these two. 49 and 95. I now know where they are, and I know that that's right. So it's you. You've remembered 33. And you have remembered 11. Yep. Found our problem. So he picks up 49 and is immediately headed towards 11. Sorry, towards 33. He steps down. Wait, he doesn't step down. Alright, because... I see, because his memory is here when he doesn't step down. Obviously, him stepping down doesn't make sense because he'd end up in the middle of nowhere. So instead, what we do is we don't ever step down. We don't set memory 3. We just always set memory 2. $68.10. Now, this is still slightly slower, but it's preventing... It's preventing the race condition that we had before. The problem is we had two different ways of approaching where we were. And that happened in two different spots. Basically, when we were up in this top row, we had to traverse everything. When we were in this row, you had to traverse a lot less, weirdly. Just work. There we go. Don't know if that's going to be faster. It should be faster than 5:58. It is, in fact, fast enough to make our speed challenge. This was a really simple problem, honestly. When I first looked at it, I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it actually ended up being. But that's okay. That is, I think, positive. I think that's a positive thing. Because we looked at the problem, we approached it directly, like we needed to, and then we just destroyed it. The problem is I want to look up the optimals, and I'm not going to. Maybe I'll do a video of all the optimals later. Also, I didn't break these into separate tabs. That's a shame. I should have, but I didn't. Although, honestly, not much changed. Not much changed. If I copy... Here's what I can do. I can hit undo until the number of instructions is 23. Dang. I think this is it. I'm only doing this because I want to preserve these things, just in case. No other real reason, just preserving them in case I want to come back to them. That's why I want to approach these from that mindset. But yeah, this is going to take a while. So, while this is going, I'll go ahead and say thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a good, solid problem that didn't actually involve too much pain, but there was enough little nuanced stuff about making sure that everything was going at about the same speed. It's one of those things that when you're doing multi-thread stuff like this, you probably wouldn't ever sort something multi-threaded or defrag something multi-threaded like we are now. I just don't think you would. That's me personally. But anyway, yep, there we go. I mean, obviously it worked, so. But yeah, I will see you all next time. And until then, oh man, we're almost done. Keep your gears turning.